What's up, guys? Nice to see so many of you already here. First live stream on the game with the new PC, and I have to just kind of let you know a few things. If you were here for the last live stream, that are unfortunate, but it's the reality of switching over to a new computer. You may notice the date is August 27th. Basically, everything that happened in the last stream, pretend it didn't happen. Because unfortunately, what happened was, for whatever reason, I'm not entirely sure why this is, when I copied all the files over from the old PC to the new one, for some reason it has the saved game going back to before the last stream, but not after the last stream. So I'm not entirely sure if I saved it wrong or if I did something that I shouldn't have. But so basically we just lost everything that happened. So we're picking up right where we left off at the end of that, where I had to retreat from that battle. I've been trying right up to the moment the stream started to try and fix that, which means we lost our epic victory with the Department of the West against the Missouri State Guard, where we were outnumbered 2-1. And the first thing I need to do here before we really get going into this one... Oh, I lost my chat too. Hold on here. There we go. Well, no, this stream was never going to be the end anyway. Yeah, so I do have... I tried right up until the moment the stream started to try and make the other save work, and I couldn't. But that means I didn't get the new units in, so I'm going to have to do that now before we start the stream. So let me check a couple of things here. I want to see where I left off and make sure. So there's 3rd Cavalry. We don't have... Oh, that's Colonel John Logan there. So I need to get the 19th Indiana Infantry into the cavalry, or 19th Iowa Infantry into the, or cavalry into the Army of Tennessee. So bear with me while I do this real quick, and then I can catch up on the chat and things like that. So I've got 6 more units to add, and we'll be all set. Oh, I wasn't quite giving up, but Stonewall Steinward to Dixie. Yep. So yeah, now everything's transferred over. I shouldn't have any more issues. Roach, I appreciate that. Thank you. So yeah, so bear with me for just a couple minutes. I'll get these last few units added, and then we'll get right into the gameplay. One of our winners from the other day selected 1st Massachusetts Sharpshooters with green and dark blue. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll have to make sure to give them the Sharpshooter perk. Maybe we should just put mass so it doesn't take up quite so much space. And we definitely can't have them with Springfield muskets. Oh, we have nothing else available? Are you kidding me? Mixed muskets is all I've got. All right, we're going to have to wait for some more things to come available. All right, Ewan, I'm glad you stopped by. And hey, to all of our friends in Europe, I did not want to do this one this late, but with Thanksgiving here in the States tomorrow, and my kids home from school today, unfortunately, there just wasn't an opportunity to do it earlier in the day. But my next live stream in this series is going to be Saturday, and we're going to be doing another giveaway for another CDK key for this, or Steam key for this game, and that will be probably 2 in the afternoon on Saturday. So hopefully that'll allow our European friends to be more involved. So my apologies for that. We're going to do more War Thunder for sure. All right, so let me get my last couple here. We have another request from one of our winners, was for a unit that's going to be foot cavalry. We're going to put them in the Army of Tennessee. He didn't have a preference on what unit for them to be from, but we're going to make them like a mounted infantry unit, or what state they would be from. So let's see who we have states available out west. Is there anything west that's available? It doesn't appear to be. So we'll have to do it from Ohio. They're going to be a yellow tops. I know the yellow looks a little green, but I promise it looks better in the field. Recruiting not possible. Oh, Ohio's suddenly negative 78. What? All right. I hope I didn't corrupt the game when I copied everything over. I'm a little nervous that that might be the case. Yeah, we'll have to play some more war selection sometime. Where can I recruit? So Ohio's completely out. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to have to wait on some of these states for recruitment. So I'm going to go up to my policies. We have to go back and redo some things that I did last time, which includes ramping up how much we're spending on recruitment, drawing back on trade war. And I mentioned this last time, but credit rating does matter now. If your credit rating drops too far, you can't recruit additional units anymore. I'm going to drop diplomacy to see if that encourages the British to intervene a little more. I think that ought to do it. So that'll take some time. So let me go ahead and recruit from some other states first. We didn't, so we'll do our foot cavalry in the east then instead. Department of Ohio. This is actually going to be an infantry unit, but it's going to be from Pennsylvania. Well, it's going to be a mounted infantry is how we're going to operate them. So we're going to put them in an infantry division, which I'm going to create a new one for the Department of Ohio. There we go. All right, so they're good. We need a New Jersey cavalry. That's another requested unit from a patron. We've got a decent amount of cavalry here. I might create a second one pretty soon. New Jersey cavalry. He doesn't have a request on units color, so we'll just go with the historic for the Union. And this is 1st New Jersey Cavalry. We got 2 more, 3 more, and then I'll be done. And I can catch up with the chat and things like that. Then the computer explodes and AG is sad. It better not explode. Grumblebee, what's up, man? Yeah, the War Thunder update's really nice. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm grinding my way toward a battleship. All right, we've got a couple of Ohio units that are going to have to wait for us to get more Ohio. And then we can put one more unit. I think I'm going to put them in the west. Actually, I'll wait. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to recruit a couple of just generic units, like out of Pennsylvania, for example. These are going to take a while because I think Pennsylvania is pretty queued up at the moment. New York, I think, is the same deal. Yeah, 98 days. So we are going to be a while getting new units into the field, which means we're going to have to really fight on the defensive against the Confederacy while he continues to just recruit like crazy. And there's not a lot I can do about that. Grinding your way over to a plane to kill me as a battleship. Nice. So in the Civil War, there weren't really units that were known as dragoons. The term dragoon wasn't really used in the U.S. Civil War. I see you guys talking about dragoons. But there were what was called mounted infantry, especially in places like Kentucky. Kentucky and Tennessee had a lot of these, but almost all of the infantry units in Kentucky, both Union and Confederate, were actually mounted infantry units, which basically meant they operated like dragoons. They traveled on horseback, but fought on foot. In fact, I'm not entirely sure, at least on the Union side, there were any traditional infantry units out of Kentucky. I think they were all mounted infantry. I don't know that the rebels have drafts yet. We do need to get military 2, which is going to help me with my recruiting. But it's going to take a little while for those recruit numbers to go up. I don't imagine the Confederacy has gotten the draft yet this early in the game. I got to keep an eye on that credit rating. Speaking of, let me look at policies again. He's up to 257,000. We're going to do print notes too, just to be extra safe on the financial end of things. And then let's go ahead and take a look at some of our new units that are coming into the field and whether or not we're getting any decent weapons for them yet. While we're waiting for things here. I think the Army of the Potomac is where I'm thinking right now. These are all my garrison units, which probably don't need decent weapons. I can probably give them muskets. All right, the Massachusetts sharpshooters, we got to get something. Oh, we got a Mini 51, 1851 now. That's certainly better than what we had. It won't let me upgrade to it. Availability, we've got enough for one. Is that what this is? So this is giving you the availability numbers. So this is all part of the, I have the development build. So this is a part of the new patch, I think, that's coming out that isn't out yet. So one unit can be equipped with this, but it's actually not letting me do it, which means maybe we don't quite have enough of them yet. So I guess we're going to have to wait a little longer. So it's not just, you know, unlimited amounts of weapons anymore. All right, so here's the battle we fought before, and we're going to have to fight it again. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Up to 114 people here. That's awesome. Happy Thanksgiving in advance to all of you who celebrate Thanksgiving tomorrow here in the States. Be safe. So in the link in the description below on the video is the link for you to enter the giveaway. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look and see how many people have entered thus far. I can close my Google Drive now. We'll refresh this. We had 35 when we started the stream because I put the link on Discord right before we started. We're up to 57 now. I'm going to draw that at around 7:30, which is in about an hour and 15 minutes. And then we're going to do another drawing for another CD key, or Steam key. I keep saying CD key. Another Steam key on Saturday during the next stream. All right. So here we go. We did fight this battle before, so I'm going to largely use the same tactics that I used before, because they worked out pretty well. We'll see if he does the same thing he did before, which was where we fought kind of up here. If you're just joining us, I had to pick up where I left off at the beginning of the last stream, because unfortunately, when I transferred everything over to the new PC, for some reason, my save after the last stream was not valid and it wasn't showing up. So I have to play from the beginning of the last stream rather than the end. But now that we're on the new PC, everything should work fine. And I do feel like I'm hoping he'll do the same thing he did last time. And so I'm going to go kind of park up here in this corner with my defense. So I'm going to go ahead and speed things up here. Once again, a battle for the entire state of Missouri. Makes too much sense. I don't know if my sound's working. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Just had to zoom in to hear the men. It's 5 in the morning on the game here. Make sure if you haven't already, if you'd hit that like button, I would greatly appreciate that. And always doing the like, watching videos all the way to the end, and leaving comments are the best things you can do to support the channel, because those are the things that the YouTube algorithm uses to recommend videos to more people, and that really is kind of the goal for trying to see growth. All right, so we're going to see him doing something a little different here this time. 2nd Battalion, 137th. We're going to have them kind of intercept him here. He was going for the objectives. So let's get McLean. Now remember, he outnumbers me pretty substantially, if I recall. Yeah, 41,000 to 17,000. And I'm not going to have the benefit of decent ground to protect myself this time. So we're going to try to just hit the vanguard of his column. See if we can smash into a couple of brigades before he can bring his full force to bear. Let's look at the morale. His morale is not nearly as high as mine, which is what gives us the advantage to where if we can break a few of his units, we can possibly win the battle, even though we're heavily outnumbered. So let's get these batteries to stop what they're doing and get into position. Oh, we're still waiting for... Okay, now he's getting his orders. I'm trying to route these guys to their new orders over here. Hey, Adam, how's it going? All right, we're getting our guns opening up on him. Yeah, he's going for the hill over here. You can see that happening. So I should probably try and get up there first as best I can. Where do these guys have Enfields? Excellent. So I can get them firing on the Confederates here. Sun's just now peeking up. I don't have to beat his whole force. I just need to cause a couple of units to retreat. And that should be enough to get his whole army to retreat because his morale is so much lower than mine. So I'm trying to get Tibbets up here. He's only got muskets. Those are our 12-pounder Whitworths there, which have a really nice range, as you can see. Just a massive range on those guns. So we're going to get the Fort Garry horse up here. Now I've got to turn that down a little bit. I don't know what the latest update is. Let me read to you the stuff I know they're working on right now for the latest update. I posted it over on Discord earlier while we're waiting for my troops to get into position. So fixes for the battle loading issues, fixes for weird intelligence marks, fixing a construction bug, order of battle corruption. They're adding info about weapons, industries, and trade warfare in the strategy panel. Weapons to show the number of units they're able to equip with, which you can see is already there in the development build. Slowdown of units when moving in states with low support. So that's actually really good, and that's something that General Grant talks a lot about in his autobiography, is how people don't realize how much of an issue that was for the Union invading the South. That if you look a lot of the battles at what he was saying was, in a lot of the battles where you see, oh man, the Union had 90,000 men, the Confederates only had 50,000. He said, yeah, that's true, but what you don't realize about that is a lot of those 90,000 men had to kind of be strung out to cover the supply lines. When the Union had 90,000 men in a place like Atlanta or in Virginia, they really didn't have 90,000 men in the field to fight because they had these long supply lines that had to be protected, whereas the Confederates didn't have that issue for the most part. So that's something to really think about. And they're trying to simulate that here. So when you're in a state that doesn't have high support for your side, your number of available your units slow down because they have rear guards and those kinds of things. There's some AI weapon upgrades that they're working on, returning of wounded in action and POW commanders. enhancing campaign information, the effect of blockades, raids, attrition, morale, supply, etc. Will, so you said, yeah, I don't know how the rebels could have draftees this early in the war, because that's pretty far down the, I'm going to move these guys over here. It's pretty far down the policy tree to get draftees. I mean, maybe they do. I gotta get this other battery heading this way. So there, we broke one already. How's Tibbetts doing over here? Pretty good. So we're gonna watch this. We're showing a minor victory now. You can see he's already got a route. His morale's down to 26.8, so it's not going to take a lot to drive these guys off. AI cheats. Hey, take care, Niall. Alright, we gotta get these guys going. Why? This darn battery. Having a heck of a time. Oh, he's still waiting on the orders. He hasn't received his new orders yet. That's fine. I get that. It's actually not where I want him now anyway. So now we're gonna have to wait for new orders again. Alright, so we're just in time to get these guys over here. I'm gonna dismount von Steinwer. Let's see if he can have the success he had last time in this battle. I'll move these guys up a hair. Alright, Oregon volunteers, lay into them. They came in nice and close, which helps because they've only got muskets. These guys have Lawrences. Alright, Tibbetts, just hang on, buddy. I know you're all by yourself out there. I want to move the 2nd Battalion, 137, up a little bit. Actually, they're already firing, so maybe we'll keep them right where they are. Where's Sickles? He's in the Army of the Potomac, I believe. Here's the order of battle for this one. We've got McLean's 1st Division has the Oregon Volunteers and the Nauvoo Legion. Where are they right now? They're right here. So the nice thing is we're ganging up on these guys, and we're going to cause these couple of units to break before he can even get the bulk of his force up. He's a little bit out of our cavalry's range. But I don't want to move up too far because we've got this unit coming up here, Stewart's Brigade. I'm just a little nervous about Tibbetts hanging on against so many over here. Especially since this is their first combat. Oh, multiplayer would be great. They did say they haven't ruled out the possibility of multiplayer coming after full release at some point. They just haven't said they're going to do it either. Von Steinwer is the new Sickles. Will, I found cavalry charges to be grossly ineffective in this game so far. I'm very hesitant to use them unless I've got numbers on my side. In a battle like this where I'm outnumbered, I'm afraid to use them. We're getting close to major victory. If we can just route maybe 2 more units, I bet we'll have it. We don't have any objectives, which is one of the things that's helping him right now. Alright, here we go. So von Steinwer's going to be able to open up now. We got to keep an eye on our ammunition for this cavalry units because, see, like here, Merritt's down to 28 already because they go through their ammo so fast. So let's go ahead and move Duffy up. I don't know why why he's changing into battle line to do that. How's Tibbets doing? I just want to see his morale. Pretty good. Cohesion's intact, melee good. No cover, but that's okay. He's lost 358 men, but more than holding his own. Cavalry charges do okay on artillery, but I haven't had much success with them, even charging into an infantry unit that they heavily outnumber. Alright, the Stormin' Mormons. I've only lost 5 men so far. Where's my battery? They're finally coming back. That took long enough. This is a bit of a concern right here. He's going to have an opportunity to get on my flank, and that's part of the problem with having, with being so heavily outnumbered, is that he can extend his battle line beyond anything that I can cover. If we could drive off one more of these units, we might be okay. These guys, I think, we're going to drive off pretty fast. And then hopefully that'll help, because then we can shift these 2 brigades to covering these guys. Yeah, if Tibbets holds out, he definitely... I mean, because he's holding on against basically 4 brigades and artillery over here. I want to see... I'm kind of curious who are causing the casualties. You can see right now I've inflicted 2,700 to his 1,000. Of course, we don't really know for sure what the numbers are on that side. We know how many we've lost. We're getting low on... So it's about 1,100 we've lost. But here we can see who's inflicting the casualties, which is pretty cool. Looks like 2nd Battalion, 137th Infantry. 1st Brigade here, which is Tibbets. Yeah, Tibbets is the guy inflicting the biggest damage on the Confederates right now. Alright, I think we are going to drive these guys off. Yeah, you can see that the flag's starting to kind of, and we're in major victory zone now. Now that he broke, that might be it. Let's watch and see what the rest of the units do, see if they start pulling back. Oh, now Buckner's going to come at me over here. I was concerned he was going to do that. That might be enough to kind of turn Tibbets' flank. But now, let's rush these guys over here. And see if we can turn Buckner before he can turn Tibbets. So we drove off McNeil. Now these guys are headed out this way. We're going to get our guns up finally. Our stray battery of Napoleons. Oh boy. Come on, Duffy, get up there. Man, Tibbets, no matter what happens now, Tibbets deserves some kind of a medal for sure. Alright, we're going to be able to get into Buckner's flank and hopefully drive him off. So Simon Buckner was the guy who had the unenviable task of surrendering Fort Donelson to Grant. He was 3rd in command at Donelson, but the 2 guys above him fled. One of them because he thought he was too valuable to the Confederate war effort, which was ridiculous because he wasn't. And the other one, I think it was John Floyd, had been in the cabinet of the previous administration, and had basically, I think he was Secretary of War for Buchanan, and knowing that the war was coming, he had repositioned a lot of Union Army assets in the South, knowing that they would be confiscated when war broke out. And he was convinced that if the Union got a hold of him, they would execute him for treason because of that. So they both snuck out, along with Nathan Bedford Forrest, who snuck out, leaving Buckner to surrender Fort Donelson. And Buckner had been a friend of Grant's and had actually loaned Grant money at some point a few years before the war. And he kind of expected those things to give him favorable terms with Grant, but then Grant told him no, just unconditional surrender regardless. But they renewed their friendship after the war, and there was no hard feelings despite everything that had happened. All right, I want Duffy to actually be firing on Buckner because we've got to try and protect Tibbetts here. So we're going to move these guys up. All right, we got to be getting close to driving them off. His morale's down to just 18. Yes, Brandy Station was right before Gettysburg. It was kind of the beginning stages of the Gettysburg campaign. Yeah, they're retreating. All right, let's zip things along. You can see they're all pulling back now. These guys are just pulling back there. As Brennan said, they're just retreating in an odd manner. Green is kind of the, looks like he's the guy that's got to hold the line while everybody else pulls back. So there you see a perfect example, yet again, of a inferior force being able to defeat a superior force because of the morale situation. So that's why morale matters so much. Von Steinwehr's right there in the center of it. These guys here. I don't think anybody did enough to quite level up and get a perk, but a couple got pretty close. If anybody should have, it was Tibbetts. Tibbetts lost 761 men in that battle. But man, nicely done, boys. And that was with Springfield muskets. Imagine if they had been able to do that with some decent weapons. I'm getting a warning about buffering. I might have to change my my streaming settings. I'm sure it's got to be. I mean, no, it's got to be Tibbetts that gets the battle honors from this one, right? Yeah, Steinwehr's last stand was epic last time. Let's see who... Oh, that said Federal Minor Victory? Oh, come on. All right, let's see who gets the honors. General Lilly, that's the artillery commander. Okay, so the artillery division commander is the one who gets the honors. But we all know who the real winner of that battle was. It's too bad you can't kind of dole out your own honors to a guy for maybe they could pull up a screen that kind of shows you performances, because I definitely think Tibbetts earned it that time. Colonel Buckner Sr. loses face. All right. So we've driven him off from St. Louis. Let's take a look and see. It hasn't been very long, but I'm curious to see whether or not we've got any improvement to our recruiting situation. Ohio's back up to 1,900, and they were at a negative number, so we are getting better. Rhode Island's got enough for a brigade now. Who else? Arkansas's getting there. Connecticut's got enough for a brigade. Illinois has enough. We're going to recruit from Illinois here. We'll just do a standard infantry regiment or infantry brigade here. It's only going to take 28 days for them. All right. Let's go ahead and unpause. I don't know how many men Withers' army has. Let's see what our estimate is. Around 20,000. McClellan's going to have 25,000 once everything's all said and done. So maybe we'll go ahead and start moving him south. We'll see if that draws any of the Confederate units from the east. See, this is the one that worries me, is the Army of the Northwest. If he decides to get bold there, which we only have the aggression setting at 3, so they won't get too crazy. But his Army of the Potomac has moved into Maryland now. Of course, mine has had to fall all the way back to Dover, and once they're done falling back, we'll be able to move them back up. But that leaves the Department of Pennsylvania in a bad situation. So how many men does he have here? Oh, he's only got about 36,000 in that force. Should they sweep the leg? Oh, the 2nd Rhode Island in the Continental Line. Yes, sir. Let's see if anybody knows what Union infantry regiment during the war suffered the most casualties over the course of the war. Let's see if somebody will probably Google it, but let's see if anybody knows this. I'm 99% sure I know the answer to this. No, 1st Minnesota had the highest percent casualties in a battle at Gettysburg. But no, I'm talking about the most men lost over the entire course of the war. It was not the 1st Minnesota. I believe they were in the in the Potomac. No, it wasn't. Yeah, 1st Minnesota lost the most. Iron Brigade's an entire brigade. I'm talking about a single infantry division, and it's not from a big state. There you go. Mr. Beep got it. 5th New Hampshire. That's not a regiment you hear a lot about, but they were in every single major battle. And unlike a lot of units who might, take, for example, the 20th Maine. The 20th Maine was at Antietam, but didn't fight at Antietam. And there's a lot that's true of. There's a lot of units that were very involved in a few battles, but not very involved in every battle. The 5th New Hampshire always seemed to have found itself in the thick of the fights. And so, they had the most losses over the course of the war for a regular infantry regiment. So we're getting another Illinois unit going here. I think we need to probably add another division to the Army of Tennessee. That's going to be a corps. We don't want a corps. Why does McClernand get a brigade? That man should not be anywhere near Grant's army. Hey, Enrico. Hello in Italy. It's got to be late there, isn't it? Goodness. We're going to do the next stream earlier for our European friends. Well, Will, one of the heavies might have lost a lot, but those were heavy artillery regiments. They weren't infantry regiments. I mean, they were converted to infantry. Confederate units, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I would think it's probably the 26th North Carolina, but I don't know that for sure, who lost the most over the course of the war. All right, Army of the Potomac is done. Well, I thought they were done retreating. Not quite, I guess. What do the numbers look like now? Confederates are up to 270,000 men in the field. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So trade warfare, I'm not entirely sure what that's about yet, but now we have a number for weapons industry as well. And it says right now the Confederates have a slight advantage in that area. So that's something new that we didn't see before. Let's check. I want to get Louisiana Loyalists some better weapons. Oh, we still don't have anything but mixed muskets. I wonder if we've got to invest more in the trade war to do that. Nah, I'm not going to. That's money that I feel like is wasted for me right now. Same with civil order. I don't think that's necessary. I'm really not putting much into agriculture. Industry, I think we need to put more in to get better weapons. Let's work on that. What about, maybe it's diplomacy. Oh, availability of weapon imports is based on our diplomacy. So we got to do more there. 140 in Estonia. Oh, man. I appreciate you guys and your dedication being up late. Delaware had a few units during the war, just not a lot. I mean, being a small state. So there he took Fort Pickens, which he had done before in our last episode, but we just had to backtrack. And boy, taking Fort Pickens just for some reason really ramps up British intervention. All right, so let's take a look at Grant. Grant's got 32,000 men with more on the way. I think maybe we should move in. Let's do what Grant did historically, though it wasn't with this many men, and move into western Kentucky. And here comes McClellan getting really close with the Department of the Ohio to contacting this Confederate force here. There's military two policy. I think that's going to help us with recruitment as well. Let's see where we're at with Ohio units now. We're only at 1,500. I think we've had to reinforce some. We've got 106,000 total available, but so many states just don't have enough for us to be able to recruit, especially out west. Indiana does. So let's recruit an Indiana unit. A reason to attack the rail hubs of the enemy? Yes, because it would prevent them from using or from supply. So for example, if you've got a unit that gets supplied from Corinth, I don't know if he does or not, depends on where it is. But if you take Corinth, obviously that interrupts his supply. It interrupts his ability to use the rail to move his forces around. So yeah, there are some definite advantages to that. All right, are we going to make contact here? I guess it depends on if he moves north. We're both just out of range of one another. I don't know who's in McClellan's force. Let's take a look at that. We don't have a lot right now. We don't have any artillery in the Department of the Ohio at the moment. We're 3 days away from his first artillery unit, 147 away from the second one arriving. Diplomacy 3. You just have to have an available policy. If you have a free policy slot, which you can see right now, I'm using 9 out of 9, but I had already chosen that. Let's do the Tariff Act. So this is going to push Europe a little further toward entering the war, which is kind of something we'd like to see happen. Ooh, we can get U.S. colored troops. Excellent. Let's do that. We're not going to do bounties yet, but bounties would allow more recruitment. We can do emancipation as well. But that's going to actually reduce European intervention. We actually want to see European intervention happen just because I'm curious about that. The Confederates that killed Jackson were from North Carolina. I seem to recall that being the case. They were North Carolina troops. Union passes the Tariff Act. Yeah, there was a chat going on in the message boards about Robert Gould Shaw. I think the reason you haven't seen him is he never commanded a brigade. He died, and honestly, he really barely led a regiment in battle, just a couple of battles. So I think they're mainly putting troops in the field, or putting men in the field that commanded brigades. All right, so the Army of the Potomac's back, or finally camped out, so now we got to move him back. Come on. There we go. We got to get Gibbon. Union recruiting colored troops. All right, awesome. So that should give us some availability here. Let's take a look and see. Oh, not so far. Maybe that's just going to take some time. Let's see what it says. The use of black soldiers. This act will greatly increase the number of available recruits, and 3 U.S. colored troop brigades will be added to Union armies immediately. All right, so we may actually already have some in the field. We just haven't spotted them yet. We'll have to see where it actually put them. We'll probably just encounter them in combat at some point. Just catching up on chat here. Okay. So we're probably going to have a big fight between our Army of the Potomac and his, which we'll see what he does when he starts seeing mine come in there. He's got about 44,000 effectives, but I've got my Department of Pennsylvania sitting there as well. He's up to 315,000 men in the field now. That's crazy. What's the weapon situation looking like? Still just mixed muskets. Oh, that sucks. All right. I guess there's not a lot I can do about that at the moment. Other than I'm gonna put it on auto managed finances for a little. Well, no, I don't want to do that. My credit rating's staying right where it was. I'm not worried about transportation too much at the moment. We're gonna put diplomacy up to high. Keep recruitment where it is. Just got to keep an eye on the financial situation. Yes, the Confederate clone army is coming along nicely. Yeah, let's check. Department of Pennsylvania is set to an offensive stance, which means they'll reinforce if it comes to that. British interventions at 70%. Once again, I want to look at the numbers. Oh, it created a new army with the colored troops. So it's called the 27th Army. Schuyler Hamilton. Hey, look at that. That's Alexander Hamilton's grandson. So that's kind of cool. He was, in fact, a Civil War general. Alexander Hamilton's granddaughter, I think it was Schuyler's sister, was married to Henry Halleck. Might have been his cousin, but I think it was his sister. So let's see here where these guys are going to be. Where's this army? So the 27th Army was actually created, what, in D.C.? Is that where it is? Yep. So I don't want another army. I'd just like these guys to be a part of the Army of the Potomac. So I'm going to transfer that colored division, which there was, once colored troops were recruited, there was a colored division in the Army of the Potomac. That was the army that was supposed to, I think it was under Ferrero, that was supposed to launch the attack at the crater, but was replaced at the last minute. So there, now the 27th Army disappears because I eliminated them to transfer those troops to the Army of the Potomac. Let's see how long until I actually get them. Oh, it looks like we got Schuyler Hamilton's brigade already. They're coming from West Virginia. We're going to have Sidney Burbank and William W.H. Davis. I want to see what Hamilton's stats are like. Actually pretty good. I don't know that he ever commanded troops in the field. Oh, the new PC is great. I haven't given James. The key will be given away at 7:30 Eastern, so in about 40 minutes. So it's not too late to enter. Just use the link in the description below. Let's take a look before we fight this battle. See how many entries we have now. We're up to 95. So your odds are 1 in 95 at the moment to win that. What do I believe would be the worst general and commander in the South and the North, in my opinion? The worst general in terms of a general who I feel really impacted things. Boy, I have a great level of disdain for John McClernand. And he was understandably relieved by Grant during the Vicksburg campaign. Probably should have been done sooner. How do you there's a link in the description of this video that'll allow you to enter. You just have to use your I think your YouTube account or an email or something to enter. All right, so why he may not actually be there. The fact that there's a question mark here means that that's the last known position for him. He may not actually be there anymore. Sickles wasn't a bad general. He just made a really bad decision at Gettysburg. But I don't think, especially for a guy who didn't have a West Point education, I don't think he was bad. Howard wasn't a bad general either. And here's why I know that. He had a couple of bad months in the summer of 1863. But you'll see that Grant and Sherman trusted him with significant levels of command in 1864. So, yeah, I don't think Howard was a terrible commander. All right, let's see. Well, it's interesting we're not fighting the Army of the Potomac. He must not be there. He must have retreated because we're not making contact. That's okay. We're just going to sit tight there for now. 369,000 Confederates in the field. It just keeps climbing. This is crazy. Look at how much he's invested in the trade warfare, 195,000. That's fine. Keep wasting your money on that. I'm not really doing too much with the blockade so far. I'm going to probably have to start doing that. How are we doing on recruits? Oh, we've got draftees now. That's funny because I didn't institute the draft. Weird. Wonder why we have draftees available when I did not select a draft. Because here's the Enrollment Act right here. Oh well. Interesting. Yeah, Burnside wasn't great at Fredericksburg. Burnside wasn't a bad general. He was a bad army commander. He was a good general if not in charge all by himself. Yeah, Pope was a bad general. Pope was bad. Oh, okay, Mr. Beep. Thank you for that update. I'm wondering about the colored troops. Yeah, whether or not that's what they're counting. All right, so where do we have some available troops now? Let's get some Ohio draftees recruited there. How long is that going to take? 22 days. That's not bad. Oh, we've got 7,000 Tennesseans available in the draft. We'll send some Pennsylvania draftees out west. How long is that going to take? Not bad, not bad. Oh, wait, there, 74 days. Any weapons? Still just mixed muskets. Oh, that sucks. Why are we having such trouble? We need some more artillery. See what kind of artillery we've got available to us. Just 12-pounders and 6-pounder field guns. I'm wondering if that system that they've introduced is not altogether working yet. Because I feel like I should definitely have some better weapons than that available. Did you see Cuba on the list? I don't think so, but let's take a look, shall we? You do see Cuba. Oh, that's showing we have 25 support from Cuba. What is that about? Volunteers, I believe, are better soldiers. They have better morale than draftees. Hey, Scumby, what's up? My gun license has been revoked. It's interesting talking about guns tonight because my father-in-law passed away a couple years ago. My wife's father from cancer. He was only in his 60s. And he was an avid gun collector, had some really, really nice guns. In fact, some going back to the late 1800s that were from the family. And my wife and mother-in-law are actually meeting with somebody now to get them appraised. He had has a beautiful gun safe that was like you could live inside of this gun safe. It was just huge. Let's cheer for the Cuban volunteers. If Lincoln wasn't assassinated, Christopher, I think the odds there would be a Jim Crow South were much reduced. I think Lincoln's people really don't understand just how much of what happened in this country between 1865 and today goes back to Lincoln's assassination and how different it would have been if Andrew Johnson had never been president. Man, yeah, I agree. I think Jim Crow South, if it existed at all, would have been far less severe. And unfortunately, there's a scene in the movie Lincoln where Abraham Lincoln is talking to. It's one of the best scenes in the movie because you got these two incredible actors who both steal every scene they're in, talking. And you've got Tommy Lee Jones as Thaddeus Stevens talking about his plans for the post-war South and how, and Lincoln's kind of trying to temper his expectations and calm him down. But the fact is, the stuff Stevens wanted to do, if it would have happened, would have, and he says, I'm going to transform the heritage of traitors. And he absolutely should have been able to do that. If that had happened, I have to wonder, even today, how different the world would be for African Americans. Yeah, Lincoln is a fantastic film. Daniel Day-Lewis, amazing as Abraham Lincoln. All right, so have we found out? Okay, there's his Army of the Potomac. So he's there with 56,000 men. My Army of the Potomac is actually up to 68,000, climbing towards 71. Let's see the numbers. 413,000 men in the Confederate Army. It is not stopping, folks. All right. So let's take a look at my mountain department. There's only 9,000 men there under Irvin McDowell. We're going to have to beef that up a little bit. I really don't want a corps. I do want to add some corps to the oh, there's Hancock, to the Union Army. All right, Ohio, still just 428 recruits. But let's go ahead and add a couple of... we don't quite have enough. We could add a West Virginia cavalry unit. Which we need to add a cavalry division. But I don't want a full corps under McDowell. There we go. I do want to add corps to the Army of the Potomac, though. Let's see if we can do that. Because I think with the new... Oh, it's not letting me do it. Interesting. That's a lot of trailer parks. Jones' Corps of Withers' Army is in contact with the Department of Ohio. So we are finally going to have contact here in central Kentucky. This should be interesting. I don't know how many men he's got. Battle of Somerset, Kentucky. I wonder if this will be on the Cumberland Gap battlefield or if it'll be on the Perryville battlefield. I would guess it's probably one of the two. He's got 56,000 men? Oh, he has way more men than I thought he did in that army. Oh, man. Oh, it's a force on corps level. That's why. So we're going to have to create a new army for the Army of the Potomac to be able to switch that over to army level. Oh, man. I didn't think he had this many men, but that's part of all that recruitment he's been doing. So this is going to be tough. Oh, what? Oh, 86,000 men. He's got 86,000. He's got divisions with 20,000 men in them. Oh my gosh. All right, I think we're going to have to temper the recruitment a little bit in this game. This is nuts. Now I wish I hadn't given him that plus 50 bonus because he doesn't need it. Let's see. And I've got McClellan. Let's see what his morale. So his morale's still lower than mine, but not to the degree that it was before. We're going to have to just stay in a tight circle somewhere. Where's he coming in from? 86,000 men. Honestly, I'm kind of inclined to just build a defensive line somewhere around here, build massive amounts of entrenchments, and just make him come at me. I feel like that's all I can do. Either that or just retreat. I want to get up here to where I can hit him as he's crossing. Alright, let's get this battery back here somewhere. We got McGivelry's cavalry over here. Alright, that's going to have to do it, I guess. The alternate universe where McClellan's estimates of the size of the Confederate Army was correct. Well, here's the thing. I was told this when I was preparing for the for making the tutorials for this game. Your commanders will overestimate. That is a thing that happens in this game. That your commanders will overestimate. And they said that even when you know what the actual amount of men is in an army, your army will still behave based on the numbers that your commander thinks are true. So I'm wondering if the number that it showed me when it was loading, the 56 or 60,000, is the accurate number. And this is the McClellan version of those numbers, 86,000. I guess we're going to find out. No, I have no other armies nearby to be able to reinforce us. So let's do this. Couple of things. We're going to do this at the army level. Francis Drake. Hey, that's cool. We're going to issue a long-range order to all units. And then we're going to build a massive breastwork that goes from here to here to there. Okay. Get working on it, boys. Plus whatever million Brits. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Maybe I don't want British intervention to happen. Maybe if we can last the day, I'll get some engineering points and I can build some actual parapets. I might need them. He's going to start grabbing objectives, which isn't going to help my cause. All right, 7:03. So in about 25 minutes, we'll draw the winner. When danger reared his ugly head, McClellan turned his butt and fled. Brave, brave, brave McClellan. Bravely bold McClellan rode forth from Washington. He was not afraid to die. Oh, brave McClellan. Always appreciate a good Monty Python reference. Request air support. Yeah, that's about it. The weather does give a Helm's Deep vibe. I'll give you that. We're just about done building these. I think I probably should add, just in case he comes in from this side here. I don't expect him to, but let's maybe add some additional breastworks over here. Just so I've got somewhere else to go if the need arises. Alright, we done building this? It looks like we're just about done. I don't think we need 2 units in one place, though. Doing more breastworks than some plastic surgeons. Oh, nice. Alright, I'm going to hold 1 brigade in reserve just because. Especially since they only have reboard muskets. which really sucks, by the way. Do we have 2 units with the same pants? Oh, the Louisville Legion and the 87th Indiana both have yellow pants. Man, I got no good weapons either. These guys all have muskets. Oh, we got the mini rifles on Doubles Buckeyes. That's about it. And the Enfields here. I should probably put them in the center. And pull these guys over here. Let's get the better weapons in the center of the line. Alright, where is he? No sight of him so far. He's not reached any of the objectives, so I probably could have gotten up, maybe up here near Perryville, which I fought battles on the Perryville battlefield before, and that might not be a bad place, but yeah, I'm pretty content to stay where I'm at. If I lose the battle, fine, at least I can withdraw without losing my army. Is there a Trump mode so you can get Civil War air bases? No. Let's see if our numbers report has changed at all. We haven't made contact with the enemy, so I don't expect it has. No. He doesn't have any guns. That's crazy. So we'll just speed things up. I imagine we won't make contact before the end of this day. Yeah, it's kind of funny. It is slightly my advantage. That's because numbers don't enter into it. It's just about morale right now. Morale is the only number that matters at the moment. Need a hot air balloon recon, which was a thing in the Civil War. The draft armies don't seem to have artillery. Interesting. Space Yamato. I only have 1 battery of artillery, though. My artillery hasn't really made it onto the field yet. Yeah, both sides, the Confederates and the Union, both had balloons. I think they were first used in the East during the 7 Days battles. He still hasn't gone after any objectives, so we might be here a little while. This is normally the part I'd be editing out if I was making a video, but can't do that on a live stream. So maybe let's send our cavalry up ahead. Let's give them evade orders. See if we can maybe spot him. Light the fires. Gondor calls for aid. This is a good chance for you guys, if you haven't already, to enter the giveaway for a copy of the game, which I'm going to be doing at the end of this episode here in about 20 minutes. And I'll be doing another stream on Saturday, probably 2 o'clock Eastern in the afternoon, but I'll post for sure. Just make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell, and if you're on Discord, join us on Discord, because I'll post on there as well. When did the Rohirrim arrive? If only. I could use 6,000 cavalry about now. No, Will, that's fine. I'm glad you're pointing those things out. The name of the army I'm fighting against is, I think it's just named after the commander. Yeah, it's Wither's army with Jones's corps, and then you can see the divisions here. He does have a lot of cavalry. He doesn't have any guns. So all my concerns, the last time I did a 1861 Union campaign about the Confederates not recruiting, no longer a concern at all. All right, he's moving now. He's right in this area somewhere. 20mm Gatling gun would definitely help right now. Yeah, I'm recruiting as best I can, but I couldn't recruit off camera this time because we lost the save from the last episode. But I'll definitely queue up a bunch of recruits at the end of this episode for the next one. And I've still got 3 patron units that I've got to get in. I've got to get the Gibraltar Brigade, the 16th Dragoons, and the 108th Ohio Volunteer Infantry in. I'm just waiting for the recruits to be able to do that. 10 modern soldiers versus 1,000 Confederates with muskets. Obviously, it would depend on what was happening. If it was an open battlefield, I'd give it to the Confederates with muskets. But if the 10 modern soldiers had any kind of concealment, I'd definitely give them the edge. Which brigade is John Wayne in? Yeah, I should be using helicopters. That'd be nice, huh? Alright, let's move up a little bit further. The nice thing is when I give the order to the brigade, since he's got a division commander with him, he'll do it right away. We don't have to wait for those orders to come from the army commander. Just little things you have to learn the hard way in the game about how things work. Anytime you issue an order, it always comes from the commander above that person. So a brigade order comes from the division order comes from the corps order comes from the army. A saw. Yeah, that would do it. Alright, we're going to grab some objectives while we're sitting here. Let's go grab this one. We're getting close to evening, which means we'll have a chance to redeploy, but I'm not entirely sure I want to. Oh, we could actually deploy over here now. I should have parked that cat. Well, I don't know if we can deploy these guys. I think I'm going to keep everybody right where they are. I don't have any engineering points, so I can't build any breastworks. So we're pretty much stuck with what we've got. I can't build any parapets. Custer is in the game. In fact, he's I think he's in command of an artillery battalion in one of my armies. I wish it was night and the Prussians came. I thought about running into town and blocking that bridge, but I don't think I can get there in time now. What I didn't want to have happen was I didn't want to advance, run into his army in the open field somewhere and just get smashed. That's why I decided to kind of stay at the very back. Plus, it allows me to retreat easier if the time calls for that. The new order got a huge update. Yes, I saw that. I have everything copied over. I'm hoping I'll record another episode in the next day or two for that. These guys are well rested at the moment, so I should be okay. But yeah, I don't want to wear out the rest of my force. He's got a lot of area to cover, so I'm hoping that'll make him tired. Christopher, it depends on the situation. What I like to do is if I know I have reinforcements coming, I like to try and use the force I already have to engage the enemy army, and then if I get reinforcements, bring them in as a flank attack somewhere if possible. I would recommend this over Ajod's Civil War II, which I love, but I prefer this one. Yeah, I don't know that there's anything I could do to really trap him at this point that would be effective, given how badly he outnumbers me. I thought I built fortifications over here. I guess I never finished them. Let's get that brigade doing that. Alright, he's up in this area somewhere, at least with some elements of his force. I just saw that they were doing a big sale on a lot of strategy games right now. Why do I hear boss music? I'm not outnumbered. It's just a target-rich environment. I like how you think. Usually what I do, Christopher, is I wait until they've all arrived on the field. Yeah, because they start coming into the map. And the first thing I usually do before I start moving them is go and give the stance order, so I can decide, what do I want do I want them in double line, successive lines, attack column, etc. I do that, and once that order is received, it's only then that I start moving them. All right, still no sign of him, but he's getting closer. How about I can't build fortifications with the cavalry, but I can at least maybe try to slow him down on the bridge a little bit. Gonna take off that evade order. Well, I thought I did. That's weird. It keeps re-upping the evade order. Maybe I got to do it at the division level, which means it has to come from the army. He'll probably be taking Bottom Hill pretty soon. Listen to that. You hear that? I can't see him, but I can hear when Johnny comes marching home. I can hear him marching. Interesting. That's kind of cool. CSA SEALs. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, Christopher. Yeah, I can't. 86,000 is really 8,600. Don't put it past McClellan. I can't build fortifications with cavalry, unfortunately. Or else that would be a great place to put them. Even when they're dismounted. Drums in the deep. Oh man, the Lord of the Rings references are alive and well today. Totally fine by me. I love Lord of the Rings. I can't wait for the mod for Bannerlord to come out. I've been installing all of the Total War games on my new PC today, so I have the hardcore sub mod for Napoleon Total War, hardcore American Civil War sub mod. I've been playing that a little bit. The giveaway is going to be in 12 minutes. Can you auto win? No, sorry. I have no say over who wins. It's completely auto drawn. In fact, you guys will see it right along with me when it draws it. So this is what Hitler felt the Soviets start pushing back. Very cool, James. See if on the other side of the world there. What time is it in New Zealand? I'm guessing it's in the morning sometime. I'm the two guards in the Holy Grail, and the CSA is John Cleese. Are you talking about the wedding scene where he sees them coming, and all of a sudden they're right there? I want to sing. He just is not going to attack me, is he? This doesn't make for very compelling stream viewership to have a battle that's not really happening, but it's kind of where we're at. All right. I still would like to make contact just to find out how many troops he actually has. Death of Stalin is hilarious. I loved Death of Stalin. It's not for everybody. It's different. It's a particular type of humor. It's very dark humor, but I thought it was great. I loved it. Especially Jason Isaacs as Marshal Zhukov was so good. So good. I can't say enough good. Of course, I love him in anything he's in. Look, it's the old man from Scene 24. I haven't seen Jojo Rabbit yet. Comrade Prippen, yes, the game is definitely worth it. There's still some work to be done, some things to be tweaked, but it's a largely stable game and it's definitely playable. Yeah, Jason Isaacs is a good bad guy in The Patriot. One of those guys you love to hate. Oh, I'm having a stroke. Comrade Prippen, well, I'm glad you found it. I've got a ton of videos of the game. 61 campaign's a lot better than it was. Main issue now is the Confederates, at least I'm finding, are recruiting like crazy. I don't know if that's because of the bonus that I've given them or if that's just how it is in general. We'll be doing the drawing for a copy of the game here in about 10 minutes. Yeah, I guess we can probably go ahead and move our infantry up. We can always fall back to these fortifications if we have to. But we're going to go ahead and start moving the infantry up. Should have done it sooner. We're probably going to hit nightfall before we get them all up, but that'll actually give me a chance to kind of redeploy. The nice thing is that the river here actually is substantial enough that I don't think they can just cross anywhere. I think they have to use the bridges and the crossings. Let's bring my lone battery up with my 6-pounder field guns. Put them up on this hill here. Let's take a look and see how many entries we have in the giveaway now. We are up to 127, so there's your odds, 1 in 127. We're going to draw another winner on Saturday. I should reach out. I'm going to reach out to the developers and see if maybe I can get them to give me a few copies so I don't have to keep paying for these. Like Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts gave me 5 keys for the game, which I gave away a while back. So I'll see if I can get them to give me some to give out since I'm doing a lot of press for them and doing their tutorial videos for them for the game. All right, we're getting really close to night here. So let's slow down to real time. I'm going to get the 3rd Brigade to start building these fortifications, and we're going to extend them. I'll put them all the way down over this way. Oh, I did it wrong. Hold on. I got to remember. Oh, hey, parapet? What? You telling me I can build parapets now? That's fantastic news. Yes, please. Let's pull the cav back. All right, we've got to start fortifying this crossing here too. Yeah, I wish I had some rifled guns with these units here. That would definitely come in handy about now. All right, I think we're just going to have to do some regular breastworks right here. Now we're waiting for the rest of the force to move up. What kind of hardware do I have in the new computer? Let me look it up for you, because I'm not sure off the top of my head. All right, it is. It's got an Intel i7 10007F, which is a 2.9 gigahertz processor. We've got an NVIDIA GTX 1660 Ti, 6 gigabyte graphics card, 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. I've now got a terabyte regular hard drive, as well as 2 solid state drives, one half a terabyte and the other 240 gigabytes. And the Wi-Fi is crazy fast on this thing. In fact, I've found that it's actually a little faster than my land line is that I've run down into the basement that I used to use. Yes, the bridge, Sterling Bridge, fantastic example. Of course, that was a very narrow bridge, which actually, a great example of where those tactics came in handy on a narrow bridge is Burnside Bridge at Antietam. That was a narrow bridge as well. I mean, you're talking like it's basically just wide enough to drive a car across, and that's about it. Yes, I installed the NVIDIA GeForce Experience, which, if you were watching, I don't know if you were here during the War Thunder live stream yesterday, but you'd see every so often up here in the top right corner, the NVIDIA thing would pop up and say that it had recorded a clip of me killing somebody or them killing me, things like that. All right. So it's tricky here because, we can we inhabit those parapets? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that we're going to see the enemy. Oh, there he is. At long last, we've spotted the enemy. I don't even know if he's going to try to cross here. But I don't think there's anywhere else he can cross unless he goes all the way up here, which is always a possibility. One that we have to be aware of. In fact, I'm going to send Church up here, just in case. They're still building these fortifications here. There's always a bunch of Zacks. Oh yeah, Antietam is a cool battlefield. I agree. Yeah, wait until he shows up in my rear. That would really suck if that happens. Can I conjure Wickers? No. If only. Yeah, we spotted him briefly right here, but then he disappeared again. That brigade, that army is huge. Retreat back to Washington. Did it? No, it didn't. We still haven't seen enough of him to really have any idea. Oh, I see explosions. I was going to say my artillery's firing on somebody. He briefly showed up here and my artillery opened up. But now they're gone again. All right, Crittenden, you get behind there. We're going to send Church up here to cover this spot. There's 2 bridges here, but I'll at least be able to see if he's coming. I'm going to send McGivelry up there too for the other one. I have the high ground, Anakin. It's taking a while for these guys to get their orders because their division commander's way back here. All right, guns should be firing again. It's raining. He's just in range, but doesn't seem inclined to do much more than that. Hey, it's time to draw the giveaway. Oh, all right, let's do this. Drum roll, folks. Here we go. Let's see how many entries we have. 128. Okay. I think it should be closed. Yep, okay. Here we go. Dave Edwards, congratulations. Sydney, Australia. Nice. So on the other side of the world. So Dave, you're our winner. Entry number 85. Dave, send me, actually I'll send you an email. But if you want to reach out to me first, go ahead. It's thehistoryguy25@gmail.com. Send me a message. If you're in here, by the way, say hi, Dave. Just say like, that's me in all capital letters or something. But send me an email and I'll get you the information. You'll have to send me a friend request on Steam so that I can gift you the game. It's the only way I can do it. And my Steam username is History Guy Gaming as well. So we're going to do another drawing on Saturday. So if you didn't win this time, there's still a chance for you to do it again next time. Hey, we got over 200 viewers. So that's awesome. It's a Dave's day. All right, let's speed things up and see if the rest of his army shows up. It's amazing how really timid he's being considering his numbers. P.S. Never talk to me again. So now Baylor's going to move. Oh, man, where is he going? I don't fully understand what his deal is. I'm sure McClellan hasn't defected. Michael Lunsford, your hometown is, what, Perryville or Somerset, Kentucky? Dave, hey, there's Dave. Congratulations, Dave. Just let Sickles do his thing. We're probably going to have to save this and pick up this battle tomorrow, which I don't want to do, though, because I need to be able to do recruitment before the next episode, and I can't do that if we're still in the middle of a battle. Were there twins that ended up on opposite sides of the war? I don't know. I don't see why there couldn't have been. I'm not familiar with that. Oh, you already have the game? Could you get a unit in the game instead and give the game to someone who can't afford it? Dave, sure, absolutely. Let me know. Just shoot me an email with your unit request. I'll be glad to do that. In which case, let's draw another winner, shall we? Let's see if we can do that. Repick the win. So Dave, yeah, send me an email, thehistoryguy25 or just, tell me in here in the chat and I'll write it down. But we'll pick another winner. Thank you, Dave, for letting us know. Colton Wilson, Viejo, California, you're our new winner. Entry number 117. Colton, you in here? Good man, Dave. Thank you for that. Yeah, I agree, Mr. Beep. We're probably going to need to do this. So Colton, if you're here, let me know. Say hi. If not, it's okay. I'll shoot you an email. Yeah, Phil. We did do the drawing, but Dave said he already has the game, so he just requested if he could get a unit instead, which I'm glad to do. And that gave the win to Colton instead. Dave is nice. Colton, be like Dave. No, Colton, no pressure. If you don't have the game, please take the copy of the game. Don't feel any pressure to not do that, because then it's just everybody's going to say the same thing until it's them that wins. All right, I don't think he's going to engage me. He's going to try to get around me or something. Honestly, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and withdraw, because I know I'm facing an overwhelming force, and this way I get out without losing any men. Okay, so we're pulling out. We inflicted 15 casualties on the enemy with artillery. Didn't lose a single man. Should keep palming it off in farm unit names. So I will send. I'm going to send Colton an email, and he can confirm me for me, and just shoot me a message to make sure that we. Oh gosh, he friends me on Steam so that I can send him the copy of the game. But we're going to wrap this up right there. Sorry, not a lot of action there, but we should be in good shape. I'm going to make sure it saves properly. You can always get your own unit in the game by being a Patreon supporter at captain level on up, which is $10 a month. But if not, we'll do another giveaway on Saturday, not only for another copy of the game, but I'm going to give away 3 more brigade names as well. So we'll wrap it up right there. Thank you guys so much for joining. Please make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any notifications about upcoming streams and giveaways. I also announce all that stuff over on Discord as well, so you can catch up with it there. But I'm going to go ahead and sign out for tonight. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. There will be some content tomorrow. There will be a giveaway tomorrow. We're going to be giving away merch tomorrow. USS Torsk asked just as I said the words. So we'll be giving away some History Guy Gaming merch tomorrow. Until then, you guys take care.